Hello, my beautiful little Capricorns. All right, this is a reading for you today, and let's see if the cards can give you any help today, any insight. Okay, 3 cards of you, who you are, your personality. All right, I have to stand up, see if you can see this. Okay, let's go over here. This is the Hermit, okay? You see the glow around his little lake. Usually the Hermit has climbed up the mountain by himself. So you've been alone, you've done that on your own, and you see the little moon here. It's still a mystery, but your own light is shining. This is the sort of like wish upon a star. That's your inner light, but you're alone, basically. You're kind of I would say you keep to yourself. Not that you're not an outgoing person, but I think a lot of your thoughts are just internal. Okay, whoop, where are we here? Oh, this is the Hierophant. Okay, you'll see that he has all the things on the board, and he's teaching some students. Oh, by the way, this is the Wizard's Tarot. Anyway, that's what the Hierophant is. It's stability. It's what he stands for is you have to learn something, or you're learning something, but it's also like by the book. So what they're telling me is you like things very ordered. Okay, if you learn something, it's 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D. Okay, and so something that's out of the ordinary sometimes is a little difficult for you. Not out of the ordinary, I mean, but out of structure is very difficult for you to understand, because you will accept. I know Capricorns who believe in aliens and some don't, and so it's not that you won't accept new ideas, but you are very orderly about how you go about putting them in your mind. Okay, and this is the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords is, you see where she's asleep, but the swords are all under her. And normally that is you going back over and over something again. But it's something that you don't like thinking about. It's a lot of fear to even think about it. It's just very horrible for you. And different cards or different decks will portray it a little bit differently, but it's still what you've been through in the past is hard for you to get over. It's very difficult. Even sleeping, you can't seem to get over it. Okay, let's do, and these are, I think these are the Archangel cards. And so I like doing one deck on top of another because sometimes each different deck defines the other one in front of it. And I like that. Okay, this is 8 of Michael. You can be free. Make a courageous choice to change a situation, not seeing things clearly. And that goes with everything has to be very orderly. That's the way you learn things. It doesn't mean you have the cleanest house in the world. I'm not saying that. You may have a little, but I would say generally your home is pretty organized, very organized, very cleanly. But it doesn't mean that you can't put something out on the counter and leave it there a while or something. But it means that make a choice to change your situation, seeing things clearly, not so much by the book. And you'll notice that the angel is over her, and she's just opened these doors. She's just come out. She's finally starting to clear up whatever situation she's been in. And you'll see there's a light, there's a couple lights over here. So, and the angel is right behind her all the way. So you have spiritual guidance. It's really a neat thing. We all have spiritual guidance, but it's really neat when it comes out in your cards It helps you see it. Okay, this is a 10 of Michael. The situation has ended and you are finally free. Now opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. And really, um, you've been through a lot, and I think it devastated you, and you just didn't know that's where you just dream and dream, and you couldn't get rid of the thoughts, and you went over and over and over, and it was just a bad situation, and it's very, very difficult for you, but you're now finally starting to come out of it. You're starting to see, well, that's the way it was. And something else that you also need to see in this past situation, and that is that if you had a situation like that, it would never have brought you true happiness. There was something that was missing in that relationship and you didn't see it. And it never would have brought you true happiness. Never would have. So now you can have true happiness. And this is, if I can get it in focus, 5 of Raphael. Everything happens for a reason. There we go. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. And you see there again, of course, these are the archangel cards, but the angel is there with her. And so now you see all the empty boxes and everything, and she's looking forward to the new package. So the situation is that you've walked away or turned your back on the past. Finally, you're beginning to see, just beginning to see that situation never would have brought you happiness. You thought it would, but it didn't. And so they took you out. I believe that spirit, your angels, whatever you want to call it, God, the creator, but they took you out of that situation. It would have never brought you the happiness you thought it would have. Great cards. Okay, and these are, did I already do these? What are these? Oh, no, already did that one. Sorry. Okay, and these are Priestess of the Moon. I don't read reversals unless they tell me to. I've got a whole deck. I'm pulling it up wrong. There we go. Okay, so this is assessing. You see, they've come up in a balloon, and now they're looking at the moon. The moon is half lit up, and the other half is, you're unable to see. So you didn't know, but now you're beginning to look at the situation in the past. You're finally rising up. See the balloon? And this is the universe, and this is basically your spirit. It's finally coming up out of the situation, and you're looking, half of the moon looks like it's missing or invisible, and so you still can't see everything in the past, but you're beginning to see a little bit of it, and you are finally rising up out of the situation, and you're assessing it. Well, what went wrong? What happened? What if I had stayed in that situation, would I have been happy? No, I can tell you that right now. Okay, and this is self-love, and let's see if I can bring it a little closer. It's the waning crescent moon. You see it? Same thing. A little bit of it's invisible, and then some of it's, you can see the glow. You can see some of what went on. But she's still not looking at the moon. In this one, she's not. She's still thinking. She's got to love herself. Oh, excuse me. But she's got to love herself. Now, whether you're male or female, you have to find that love within yourself. Whether you were the problem in the last situation, and I don't mean to say you were the problem, but if you were not happy in this last situation, there's a reason. Maybe you didn't really love the person, or maybe you loved them, but something, it just wasn't right with them. even if they were a good person and you were a good person, just didn't have that quite match. And so things happen like that, and then people blame themselves. But it's time for you to stop blaming yourself and start loving yourself. You really were a sweet person in this situation, whatever it was. And I think now it's time for you to see, I would have never been happy. That's why I wasn't completely happy in the first place. So it's time to look up and love yourself and go, well, you know, I tried, it didn't work. There's a reason it didn't work, because now the person I find or the thing that's coming in my life will be wonderful. Okay. Okay, and this is will. And there again, these are the Queen of the Moon, so there's moons in all of them. But you see, this one is more lit up. We don't have as much invisibility here. She's got the crescent moon on her head, which means she thinks inside. She knows things. She can see some things. Some things she still can't, because you see she's got a mask on. Can I show you a little bit? But she can just barely see through the mask. She's got little peepholes there. So, and this is, her gown is the universe. That's her spirit. So there was a lot of things that you couldn't see in that situation. But the thing is, it wasn't meant for you. Now you're finally seeing the situation was just not meant for you. You thought it was, but it wasn't. Okay, let's do Moonology. Okay, this is Moonology Manifestation. All right, and this one is Take a Breather. And you see, okay, you've been through some tough times. It's been really hard on your soul, your spirit. It's just been really tough on you. But now you're beginning to see, you see, this is not totally invisible. It's got a shadow, but so that means you know more than what you did before. And part of this is lit up. And she's got her arms out like, finally, just let me relax a little bit. And she's in the water, and the water is always emotions. So her emotions are, whether you're male or female, again, emotions have been running really high. I mean, she's just sitting in the emotions. But now she's like got her arms out, and she's happy for something, just for a little bit. Just let me breathe for a little bit. Let me understand. And then this one is Leave the Past Behind. And you see there's a man there, and he's looking out over the moon and the landscape. The landscape is not really barren, but it's like almost ethereal. And then there again, the moon is not completely dark on this side, and it's lit up on this side. So finally, you're beginning to see some of the past. You're beginning to be illuminated by some of the past. But you still dragging it with you. You still feeling so much pain. But it's time now. It's time to let that pain go. You didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I'm not saying in this situation you really didn't do anything wrong, but you really couldn't help it. Whoever you were with really was not your true mate. It seemed like they were your soulmate, but they weren't. And so, you know, there was something there in your soul or in your heart that just wouldn't let things be. It just wasn't perfect. Okay, and this one is Breathe Through the Tension. And you'll see here the moon is glowing, and there again we've got some landscape with water, emotions. But this is full moon in Scorpio. Now, the Scorpio people are usually very sweet people, but I think in this card it's telling me that you've been stung. And so you have so much tension. I think you blame yourself for quite a bit, but and then I think you waver back and forth between blaming yourself and blaming the other person, and you really don't know what went wrong. So, but there again, you've got, this is, leave the past behind. You've got take a breather. Where is it? Take a breather, and then you've got breathe through the tension. And so when you get 3 cards like this that are telling you pretty much the same thing, I think you need to take it to heart. It's really a good reading when you're when the cards are doing this. And also right here too, you'll see that she's got to use her will to get out of the pain that she's in. Okay, and let's see, which cards do we want to use now? I think we'll use these. These are, oh, the dragon cards. Dragon Tarot, I believe. Okay, so here we are. Can we focus it? 9 of Wands. And you see, they're all flaming. Wands are their energy, their passion, their life spark, their action. And they're all coming in. And the dragon has all of them around him. And he's using one. And the thing is, usually it means you've put up a fence. You put up your guard. And you're holding your ground with one. It's like you've stuck it in the ground. But behind you, you're not letting anyone get past that. It's, but I don't think you're getting past the situation. I don't think it means you're not letting anyone else past the situation. Normally it may mean that. But for you, I think you've put up your guard. You can't get through this situation. It is still taking you down. And this is the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is where the universe is giving you something. They're trying to help you. Stability. It can even mean love at times, but mostly it's money or stability. It could be a relationship, but a solid relationship. But what I think this is telling you is the universe is trying to give you something solid to hold your mind down, because your mind is it's just been so hurt and in such turmoil. And you see he's looks to me like he's firing the fire around the pentacle. And so a pentacle came out of the egg. It's something that they want you to understand. They're trying to help you, because you've just been, your mind, your spirit has just been so hurt. You can't figure out what to do. You've been sleeping on a bed of swords, basically. You just go over and over the situation again and again. But trust me, now you have a chance for something great. If you think the situation, maybe a loved one you had before, and it was just gone, the thing is, it wasn't for you. Now you have someone who's really meant for you, and you're meant for them. And this is the 5 of Pentacles. And the 5 of Pentacles is where they're usually, someone is left out in the cold. See, the pentacles are up here, and they're having to go, the fox, the dragon, and the stag, it's cold, and they're having to go out. They're left out in the cold by themselves. And even the eagle, I guess it's an eagle, yeah, a bald eagle is flying above. Everybody's out in the cold. And there again, you've got the moon, and it's in fog. And so there's so many things you don't know, you just don't understand. But you've been left out in the cold. I don't know that some of it wasn't of your own doing. I have a feeling that it might have been. But the bottom line is, the person you were with really was not your true happiness. And so I think they left you out in the cold, and you feel devastated. You don't understand why. But trust me, that person was never your true soulmate. It might have looked like that, and I don't care what other readers say, oh, they were your true soulmate. They weren't. If they were, you'd still be together. You would have been so happy together. But no. Okay, how many cards do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, where's my big one? Uh-oh, hold on. Oh, there it is, right there. Hold on. These cards I chose these for you because I think you really need it. You're a tender-hearted person. You really are. Let me see. Nope, they're saying bottom of the deck. Okay. You're a very tender-hearted person, and you do love people, but you also have times when it's not that your spirit wanders. I think sometimes your focus is not just on one person you're with. I'm not saying you ran around. Some of you, I feel like you did, but others, I think you just maybe talked to other people of another sex, and I think it interfered, and I don't think you saw anything wrong with that. So the problem is, and I think, or they did that to you, but the problem is, it's only because you didn't have what you should have had for them. Not should have had, but if you would have had the person you were really supposed to be with, none of that would have happened. Okay. So quit feeling badly. And this is the Emperor in new clothes. And now the Emperor, here he thought, I'm going to tell you, he thought that he had, new clothes and everybody would admire him and everything. And it turned out he didn't have what he thought he had. And everybody was looking at him. Now in this one, he's got a barrel for clothes, but you didn't have what you thought you had. You really didn't. You thought it was going to be wonderful. You thought you were going to have, in this case, robes of splendor and everything. But it just wasn't there. And it's been a great learning experience for you, because now I think you'll be more stable in the future when you do find your true love. And this is the 9 of Hearts. Now, hearts equate to cups in the equator in the Rider-Waite, sorry. And you see all of the hearts up here in the rainbows, and you see water is pouring out and she's catching this, and water again is emotions. But the 9 of Hearts with the rainbow is telling you that something is coming, something good is coming. If you can just let go of the pain of some of this and the guilt, you will find that the true thing in your soul, the true desire of who you wanted or what you wanted, is there. Because the 9 of Cups is something that a desire you've created out of your own heart, something you really want. And here's the thing, I still think, in this reading, I think a lot of you are still thinking about the past person. I think you're thinking that they are the person I wanted. They're the person I was supposed to be with. But truthfully, they had a lot of good attributes, and I think you had a lot of good attributes, but there was something missing there. There was little things, if you look back, it just was not right. And this is the Ace of Swords. Now you'll notice that he's digging in the dirt with his sword that's glowing, and that's to grow some more roses. Swords are, did I say that in this reading? Swords are truth. Okay, they can cut, they can hurt, or they can defend, but they cut through the air. They slice through the junk and the lies and stuff. And so they stand for truth and growth. You can grow with the truth. So it is time for you to finally accept the truth and let it grow. You're finally digging down with the truth, and if you can accept the truth, you'll grow your roses. But you have to accept the truth, whether it was about you or someone else. But the situation just had too many little things that just didn't work out right. And I think Spirit was telling you this, you needed this experience to see and finally find the truth in what you need, what you really, really want, and what you deserve. Whether you did something stupid or whether you didn't. Oops, sorry, no, I'm trying to keep the glow off the cards. I think you have to accept it because it just wasn't right. But you've learned a great lesson, and now I think you know more about yourself, and you also know how to treat other people. And I think this has been so tough for you because you are such a kind and sweet person. You don't intentionally ever want to hurt anyone, but I think you have, and I think you feel guilty about it. And then you'll waver back and forth, well, they shouldn't have done this. And the reason it just didn't work, it just wasn't right, is because this is not your true soulmate, or it was not your true soulmate, I'll say that. But I think you're finally beginning to come out of all of this, and I think you're finally beginning to see it just wasn't right. I don't care how nice the other person was, how nice you are, there was something there. It just wasn't right, loves. And now that you know that wasn't right, you can find what you're looking for. You can find the truth about yourself. You will become and are becoming a better person every day. You're seeing more about yourself and about other people, and you're observing more situations. Still have a long way to go. I think you're still sometimes caught in that little trap of your own mind, but I think you're finally starting to come out of this. Don't feel badly about anything that happened in the past. It's not really anything you should worry about. It only happened to help you see better and feel better and find the truth of, you're a miraculous person. I'm serious. You are just this sweet, wonderful person with so much power. You just don't understand. You're blaming yourself for way too much, loves. All right, I hope this really helps you. If you can, just see that it was not meant for you. And that's why things happened the way they did. I do love all of you. I wish you the best. Bye-bye.